afternoon on the East Coast in the United States, and hello, good morning from sunny California, and good evening in India, and early good morning in Singapore, and late afternoon on the East Coast in the United States, and wherever you guys might be. It's great to again be in touch with you. So here I am, as promised, Friday morning, and so I was just wondering if I could start with just mentioning what it is that I was doing last week, Friday. I started with a peshkar and then talked about the peshkar for you. So that was what happened, and now I'm going to begin maybe a little bit more in detail about what I think when I play peshkar. So, as you know, peshkar is the opening movement for the tabla or for pakhavaj for that matter. And the most well-known peshkar is dhi kridinda da dinda da did da did da da dinda da da dinda da did da krida did da da dinda di kridinna kitita katinna da did da dinda did giran da dinda da dinda da dinda dhi kridinna. So this is there. As far as the tabla repertoire is concerned, having come from the Punjab Gharana, which has roots in pakhavaj, I was thinking more of a pakhavaj oriented peshkar beginning. So in pakhavaj you have the development of the theka itself. So when they start playing, so da da din da kit da din da kit katta gadi gin da din da kit da din da kit katta gadi gin da din da kit tak din da kit katta gadi gin da din da titte katta gadi gin dha titte katta gadi gin dha din dha titte katta dhage titte katta gadi gin dha. So developing like that. So my attempt was to try and see if I could bring that sensibility into play. So I kind of combined it with what my father, Abbaji, the guy behind me, introduced in terms of like a chand-based peshkar theme, which was 13, 14, 15, 16, da da dinna, 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 da. So that was the theme, and around that he developed, having come from Punjab, sort of an idea of tappa based development. I think it happened kind of spontaneously for him. So because the way the languid movement was of the chand peshkar theme, he had to fill it up in a way where it sparkled for the listener. So da da tinna, da da tinna, da da tinna, da ti takina takatina kina, dagina dagatina kina, gina dagina dagatina gina, da da tinna, da da tinna, da da tinna, kina dagina dagatina, tikina dagina dagatina, gina dagina dagatina, dagina tina, gina dagina dagatina, gina da da tinna. So that's like a peshkar development. So that is something that he introduced. I started to think that, keeping in mind the my father Abbaji's Chand based chalan, he later on also made it for the Barabar movement. So it was da da tin na da da tin na da tin da da tin na da da tin da da tin na da tin da da tin na da da ti da ge na tin na da ge na tin na ge na da ti da tin da da tin na ge da ti da ge na da tin na da ge na da tin na ge na da tin da tin na da. So that came into play. I decided to take that element and originally many moons ago, and started using just the dha and the thin and develop it that way. So for 13, 14, 15, 16, dha, thin, dha, dha, re, dha, thin, na, dha, tin, dha, da, tin, na, ta, tin, na, ta, re, ta, tin, na, dhin, na, dha, re, dha, tin, na, and opened it up in that manner, and then started developing it, filling it and elaborating it, filigree here and there and so on. Then when the confidence developed a little bit more, I decided to move to the Theka based Peshkar development, as in Pakhavachan in Punjab. So that was something that I started with. So it was more like dha, dhin, dhin, da, dha, dhin, dhin, da, da, ge, tin, tin, ta, ta, dhin, 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 da, din, da, dhin, 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 da, din, da, ge, din, da, din, da, ge, din, da, din, ge, din, da, din, da, din. Now, as more confidence developed, I started to add elements that I had heard in other forms of rhythmic traditions across the planet, whether that was Latin percussion, Afro-Cuban, or jazz, where the beats were stretched or compressed depending on how you felt moving through it. And therefore, if it was compressed here, it was opened up in another place. If it was opened up in another place, it was compressed another place. So things like those, illogical movements. So then the beat was ignored and the whole rhythm cycle became the main thing, almost like a khayal bandish. So dha, din, din, da, da. a more of a full cycle view of a rhythmic phraseology. So that's where I went, and then as the movement developed in that, then the original idea of a peshkar, where you introduce elements of what is to come in the rest of your solo. So whether there were introduction of phrases like tere kita, introduction of phrases like tete or dhine or dhati dhage or dhati dhage te nagena or dhin agena, and introduction of qaida ideas, chand ideas, Rela ideas. These are all elements that that a tabla solo player presents. So just giving glimpse of all that as to what is to come in the rest of the solo. So that's what I was thinking about the peshkar, not to mention also the fact of paying my namaskars to all the old traditional ideas of peshkar and compositions and so on. So bringing in, popular qaida patterns made famous by people like Ustad sahib or my father, or Habibuddin Khan sahib, or so on, for various people. So that is how it developed. So I'm going to give you a short version of that, and then maybe, as I introduce the qaida element in it, play a qaida. So here we go, 13, 14, oh, by the way, I just want to show you, tabla bana, nice, huh? 13, 14, 15, 16, titta, 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 tinna, titta, titta, tinna, titta, 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 tinna. पेश कर देली ता तिtta, 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 tinna, titta, tinna. That's how I arrived at the qaida arrangement. But in a way, this compressed version kind of gives you every element. Normally, I would do a 3-tier development where I would start very slow and then I would go into the Tishra Jati element and go into the Madhya and then again the Tishra Jati of that and then finally to the fast version. So that kind of expands the Peshkar, into a much longer presentation. So this little snippets are there. Now let's see, qaida. How did I work on the qaida? So qaida is of course themes and variations. It's our grammar, it's our vocabulary. That's how we learn what combinations and ideas can be put together in phrases and partas and so on. So taking a simple qaida like Dedi qaida dha titte, dha titte, there are usual ways: play it slow, play it fast, and then develop, create variations, vistaras. I got an idea of why not also give inkling of what kind of rhythmic variations might come later, what kind of paltas and stuff might arrive later. So this is what I came up with, in terms of developing it in the slow tempo already. So here also you can compress and expand. Dha titte, dha da titte, dha ga dinna ginna, ta titte, ta titte, dha da titte, dha ga dinna, dha titte, dha titte, dha da titte, dha ga dinna ginna, ta titte, dha da titte, dha ga dinna ginna.